Hey everyone, welcome to the March astrology forecast and cards for your sign. This will be shown early for those on Patreon. If you'd like to join me on Patreon, the link is below. So for Patreon, if you join me there, there's different tiers. You can join on just the regular one, which is tier 1, and I will post these early for you guys each month. I also post pick a card readings and other updates such as the full moons, new moons and eclipses. And if you'd like to book a reading, the link is below. Right, so I'm just going to get straight into it. This month of March is a huge month with a lot of astrological changes happening. It is also eclipse month, so we have 2 out of the 4 eclipses this year, 2 of them happening this month of March in the sign of Virgo and Aries. So if you're a Virgo or Aries, stay tuned for the astrology updates here, because you will want to know how these influences affect you. And then, like I said, the timestamps are below for the card part of the reading. But definitely, if you're interested in the energies for the month, I recommend listening to the astrology. So I'm going to get into it now. So for the month of March, of course, we're in Pisces season till March 21st, when we go and shift into Aries season. So there is quite a lot of Piscean sort of energy this month. And if you're a water sign, you know, you can feel that's quite positive for you. Pisces season is a bit more challenging for those that have placements in Virgo, Gemini and Sagittarius, however. So if you're those signs, you can feel like this month is a little bit confusing or difficult in some ways. And what else is happening? We've got on the 2nd, Venus retrograde. So from the 2nd of March, Venus goes retrograde in the sign of Aries, and then it goes direct on the 13th of April. So the Venus retrograde, I'll just touch on that briefly. This is where we're reevaluating something around our relationships, around what we value, around our finances. If you know your chart, look to where you have the signs of Aries and late degree Pisces. That's where the Venus retrograde is happening. It's not the best time to embark on a new relationship unless the relationship has already been established in the past. So it is a time when you can go deeper into an existing relationship, or you can be reevaluating an existing relationship or rethinking things. But to start a brand new relationship is not usually the best idea under Venus retrograde, because what happens is by the time Venus goes direct, which will be 13th of April, you will discover something about the person that either you don't like, that's a deal breaker, or, you know, something will come to light like that's a red flag to a point where it's like, I can't deal with this. Or the relationship just breaks up. That's very common with the Venus retrograde for new relationships, obviously not for people that are currently in a relationship. But if you do separate under a Venus retrograde transit, so from the 2nd of March to April 13th, with a relationship that you're already in, the chances of the separation lasting is unlikely, okay? Because by the time Venus goes direct, then people will be rethinking things or getting more clarity around what they feel. The other thing about the Venus retrograde in Aries and Pisces is it's not the best time to do anything impulsive. Aries rules the head and the face and the brow. So anything around for obviously those of you that might be thinking about, you know, doing something dramatic with your hair, your brows, your face, you know, anything like cosmetic or, you know, anything, even going to a new hair salon or something, just be more cautious from the 2nd of March to the 13th of April, because usually when you have something done that's new and different under a Venus retrograde, it doesn't usually go well. It will maybe turn out how you didn't want it to turn out, or you don't get the effect that you're after. So just be cautious with that. If there's anything that you want to change with your look, especially around the face, hair, it's best to wait till after the 13th of April. And also for anything that you want to purchase, with Venus retrograde, it's not the best idea to do huge impulsive buys, because what usually happens is you find the item later on at a better price, or, you know, the situation is just, could be a bit dodgy. So yeah, that's the Venus retro info. So like I said, Venus goes direct on the 13th of April. The signs most affected by the Venus retrograde are Venus ruled signs such as Taurus, Libra. You guys are most affected, and also anyone that has strong Aries or Pisces placements, especially like, for example, if you've got Venus in Pisces or Aries, or Sun, Moon or Rising in those signs as well, are affected by this particular one. All right, moving on. The 4th of March, Mercury enters Aries. So we're coming out of this temporarily, because then Mercury will also be retrograde later in the month, and I'll get to that in a second. But once Mercury goes into Aries, we'll feel mentally clearer. That's from March 4th. So if you've been feeling confused about things, uncertain about things, or in a bit of a fog mentally, that should clear up starting from March 4th. So the first full moon and total lunar eclipse happens on the 14th of March. It's in the sign of Virgo, as I mentioned before. It's on 23 degrees. This is a total lunar eclipse, full moon total lunar eclipse. So it can be emotional. It's definitely a letting go energy with this. So, you know, anyone that's got strong Virgo, say you've got around 23 degrees of Virgo on an angle like midheaven, ascendant, descendant, or IC, or your sun, moon, or rising is around that. This is, or even, you know, if you know your progressed chart, your progressed sun or moon is around that. This can be very significant for some kind of letting go or releasing or ending energy in your life. Something can end, you know, of significance, but always keep in mind with eclipses, they do have an influence as you go into the next 3 to 6 months plus. So something significant could end now if anyone has strong Virgo placements. That is going to help you maybe let go of something that you were having to tend to, like, or something that you were, something or someone that you were taking care of, or something or someone that was demanding a lot of your energy. You know, Virgo rules health and work, so these themes can also factor in, and also pets. So anything related to that can come up for anyone with strong Virgo energy, like I said. It is a good time to let go of old habits just in general under this full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. Anything that was affecting your health negatively, like if you know, it's a good time to say, you know, if you need to change your diet and improve your health, because it is in a health related sign. Also work, there could be the endings around, you know, if you've got prominent Virgo, something related to your work situation that's changing. Okay, moving on. So Mercury retrograde. So we've got these 2 strong retrogrades this month, Mercury and Venus. Mercury retrograde does happen several times a year, but just the fact that it's happening in the same month as the Venus retro is interesting. And also in the sign of Aries and the end of Pisces. So 15th of March, the Mercury retrograde begins in Aries, and it goes to April 7th when it goes direct on 26 degrees of Pisces. So with Mercury retrograde in Aries, you know, the retrograde Mercury, it's not as significant as the Venus retrograde, but it just affects our communication. I would say with Mercury retrograde in Aries, be careful, like before you send a text or an impulsive phone call or impulsive reaction, really sort of stop for a second and think it through, because this can be where we accidentally blurt things out that we shouldn't have. Or, you know, it's really a good time to journal, I would say, because there's a lot of fiery emotions and intense emotions. We are very much in our heads with the Mercury retrograde in Aries, and, you know, we might need to vent emotions out in a safe way, you know, journaling, talking to a friend, whatever it is. And then, as I said, April 7th, Mercury goes direct. So between the 15th of March and April 6th and 7th, there can be just misunderstandings in communication. It's a time to slow down. Don't rush around in your vehicle at this time, because accidents can happen, especially because of the Aries placement. You know, going from A to B, sort of stop and think, okay, hang on, have I got everything? You know, because this is a rushing energy. When Mercury is retrograde in Aries, it can feel like we're losing our heads a little bit. We're not clear in our minds of what, you know, I'm not saying you're completely confused, but it's more like if you are in a zone of being very heady or feeling like you've got a lot going on in your head, this can be where you trip up and you know, and not paying attention, and that's when things can sort of become a little bit problematic overall. So moving on from that, the 19th to the 20th, we have of March, a rare lineup with the Sun and Neptune coming together in a conjunction. So this energy will be happening once every year going forward, as it goes into, as Neptune transits into Aries. It's going to actually be in Aries, but anyway, it's just for a few days there, because it's in Pisces, at the end of Pisces. It is a very psychic energy. So from the 19th to the 20th of March, really pay attention to your intuition, to any important dreams that you're having. You could be getting messages in dreams. You could be getting psychic feelings about things. It is a time to really, if you're getting a feeling about something that doesn't quite make logical sense in some way, like you just get hit with a feeling out of the blue, listen to that, trust that. It's your guides, you know, and your higher self way of communicating something that your logical mind hasn't necessarily picked up on, but your intuition has received the message. So it is a time when you might feel a sense of being connected to spirit or guides or people that have passed as well. Now, on the 29th of March, there's a partial new moon, partial solar eclipse in Aries. Second eclipse of the month, making this a very, very intense month. And Aries is a very intense sign. It's ruled by Mars, the planet of war, action. It can be a fighting energy. It's a very passionate energy. It's a go-getting, taking action energy. So with the new moon partial solar eclipse in Aries, have a look at your own chart if you know it. See where you have 9 degrees of Aries as to what could be new that's starting in your life. So it's a new beginning with the new moon. And Aries is about very much a fresh energy of a new start. So there might be something that's brewing in your life in terms of a fresh start, and you know, it could potentially be quite positive and exciting depending how it factors in your chart. If you've got anything around 9 degrees of Aries, sun, moon, rising, midheaven, it's going to be very key for you. If you've got, you know, fire, like other fire placements like Leo and Sag, and it's close to a trine, that could also be very, very positive for you. So yeah, I feel like this is something where we're taking action onto a new path in some way with this new moon partial solar eclipse. What else? Lastly, the 31st of March, this is really significant, guys. Neptune, which doesn't change signs very often. Neptune changes signs like once every 14 to 15 years. So that gives you an obvious insight into how rare this is. Neptune's leaving Pisces. It will retrograde back into Pisces, but it's its first time that it's entering Aries since, like, I think it was this, don't quote me exactly, but around the 1700s, I believe. Yeah, around the time of the American Civil War. So this is intense. Oh God. So if you want to know more about what I think about this particular transit, go to my other channel, which is just Starlight Oracle, which I talk about mostly astrology on that channel. Look at and I'll put a link below to this video, the 2025 year ahead reading, which I talk about in depth what these energies mean. So Neptune will be entering Aries on the 0 degree point, critical degree, the 31st of March, and it's going to be in Aries for over a decade, like around 14 to 15 years ish. This is huge if you're in Aries. Later on this year, Saturn will join Neptune in Aries. So if you've got anything around 0-1 degree of Aries, this is going to be very, very significant in your life. Some really significant destined changes. Wow, so it's strong. But for this month, we will feel it as a shift, and it's a significant shift. So Neptune leaving Pisces, like, mind you, as I said, it will retrograde back into Pisces, you know, this year, next year, but it is on its way into Aries now. And if you've got anything at the very early degree of Aries, you will feel this as like a spiritualizing energy in your life, like wanting to connect more with the spiritual side of life. And what does that mean? That means your higher self, being more aligned to compassion and love rather than, you know, negative energies of fighting or, you know, winning, you know, from an ego perspective all the time, or battling against others. It's more like coming from within yourself and realigning with your inner self in a way that feels authentic to you. That's what I would say with this. And yeah, anyone that has early Aries is going to have some challenges. If you've got a 0 degree Aries sun, this can be very challenging. This can be where, you know, you feel like you have to deal with some things in your reality that really humble you on a whole other level. But this humbling process actually is a deep process that spiritualizes you more and gets you in touch with your heart more, gets you in touch. It sort of can crack you open, you know. It can be a death of the ego. So that's specifically for anyone that has 0 degrees of Aries sun. Even some, you know, if you've got very early degree Aries Mars, it can feel like that as well. So it's going to be very interesting times, and this is huge. So this is going to be a month where people really feel the shift of energy. and in stages over the course of the month. That's what I'm seeing. So I'll be back in a second with the card part of the reading, and I'm going to use, because it is Pisces season, I'm going to use mostly like water themed or mermaid. I've got the mermaid tarot deck here. I just felt inspired to use the water themed deck, so I'll be back with the reading in a minute. Okay, so let's have a look at what's coming in for the fire signs. We'll start with the fire signs, since we have Neptune going into Aries, which is really interesting this month. Like I said, at the end of the month on the 31st. See what it's bringing in for not only the Aries, but the Sagittarius and the Leos as well. So I've got all my water themed decks here. This is the Mermaid Tarot. I've got this one is the Healing Waters Oracle, and I've got the Enchanted Map Oracle as well, and another water deck. So we'll see what comes up. Like I said, if you'd like to book a reading, fire signs, the link is below. All right, so what have we got for fire signs for the month of March? What are the messages with the cards? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius for March. Aries, Leo, Sag. Nothing's coming out yet, which is strange. That one's popping out. I'll grab that, and there's something at the bottom. I can feel it. Okay. All right, so what have we got so far? We have the Nine of Swords, bit of anxiety. Oh, and the Four of Cups. Okay. Weird energy there. I just kind of felt a headache energy just like hit me. It feels like for some fire signs, March feels a little bit stressful. Okay, so you might feel a mixture of feelings here, fire signs. You could feel anxiety with the Nine of Swords, boredom, frustration with the Four of Cups, or feeling like just something doesn't feel quite right in some aspect of your life. Let's see where this is playing itself out. I'm just going to get the Astro dice. Where are these energies of frustration, boredom, and anxiety happening for the fire signs? Sixth house of work, Aquarius, anything group related, so like work groups, collaborative groups. Venus Aquarius can be like, for some people, can be relationship related, but it could also be to do with, you know, if you're doing something in a group with friends, like you're part of a group that is a hobby, or something that you do, that you go to a group for, like a dance class, or, you know, like a book club, or who knows, it could be anything, right? Anything that's like that, that involves, for some, practicing some kind of skill. With the six is work, health, routine, but it's also where we practice a skill, or we're learning about something in detail that we want to do. So there is some kind of frustration here. Some people this might be just for one person. I'd say if anyone's drinking, I would stay away from that, because it's not making the situation any better. Just going to say that very bluntly. It is not helping you, you know, to indulge in that. So it might just be for one or two people, I don't know. Some people might be trying to numb their anxiety and emotions with, you know, something like alcohol or something else. That never works. It's a temporary, you know, band-aid fix, and most people know that, but it can actually make things worse, because it can affect not only your health, but spiritually it can really affect you a lot, where you're disconnected from your higher self because of it. We don't want that. Okay, so let's see what else. So that would be only for one or two people there. Oh, we have stagnant waters popping out. So the stagnant water says feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow and change. Yeah, some fire signs are feeling stuck with the work situation, and also health needs attention is what I'm getting. This stagnant energy can be your work situation, can be your health for some of you, not everybody obviously. And also check your sun and this would be your sun sign probably. Check your rising and your moon sign, timestamps below if you know it, because you can put the messages together. And these are collective readings. Like I say, if you want personal readings, you need to go and book a personal reading with me if you want more in-depth detailed information based on your own astrology chart, transits, progressions, and also the cards. Stagnant waters, though, it's a bit frustrating. Again, it makes me think of this is so similar. You know, the water here is still, not only still, but stagnant and polluted also, with these strange like bottles that are like in the mix here. So this is saying something needs to shift for you, and you're aware of it, but you may not know how to make it happen. There is a need to trust is what I'm getting. A process that you're in, acknowledging for yourself that it's time to make positive changes And the 6 can be like incremental changes. You know, if you can't make a big change right now for whatever reason, you can possibly try to make incremental changes. Yep, making a choice. So some of you, some fire signs are making some kind of significant choice this month. Could be about relationships, could be about, like I said before, any of the other topics that have come up. 3 is communication. So your communication this month is very important. Don't just bottle things up and let things get to you internally, fire signs. You need to express what's on your heart and mind, whether it's journaling, talking to a friend, or just getting something out some way. Echoes of Atlantis. Embrace rebirth and transformation, knowing that every ending is a new beginning. Something can be changing for some of the fire signs this month, and it could be quite significant. I might just get, let me see, one more. Where did I put the tarot cards? One more tarot card. What is changing for the fire signs this month? What is this big change that's trying to happen collectively? Judgment. Wow. Okay, so it's a big change, because this is about destiny stepping in. So yes, there's an element of you making a choice and making more positive choices is what I'm getting for yourself, like coming out of a negative thinking, fear-based thinking, anything of that nature. Judgment can be where just life is guiding you towards like a significant change that is a destined change. And so it's like you don't need to force it. It's more that you need to make an internal choice, and then you'll see your reality shift around you, rather than sort of being in denial or something like that. Sometimes we can make an internal choice and life will then guide us and show us the way forward. Okay. All right. So next will be the earth signs. Okay, earth signs. Let's see what the energies are for you for March 2025. With the astrology, Virgos might find March a little bit challenging because of all the Pisces energy. Taurus and Capricorn are supported by that energy though. That said, for Taurus, the Venus retrograde could be pretty significant for you as well, since you're ruled by Venus. So yeah, you might be really thinking a lot about your relationships, a lot about your finances, what you really value, what's really important to you. All these things could be really on your mind, Taurus. So we'll see what comes up with the cards. I'm just going to check these first and then get the other cards. So we have the 7 of Swords for the earth signs and the 3 of Wands. Okay. The 7 of Swords is always this energy of something under the radar, or it can be sneaky energy, but combined with the 3 of Wands here, I'm getting 2 different messages, so it could be for 2 different groups of people. First of all, I'm getting there could be someone that behind the scenes of your life is planning to reconnect with you, but you don't know about it. Maybe you sense it intuitively, but you may not be aware of this because maybe you're not really in contact with this person, or you have minimal contact for some. But it looks like this person is planning, with the 3 of Wands, on sort of like either planning to bump into you, planning to text you, call you, show up somewhere where you know, they know that you hang out, that kind of thing. Another message I'm getting here, could be for a different group of earth signs, is if there's things that you're planning for your future that are important to you, and there's certain people around or a person around you that you don't really trust, it's saying to keep those plans to yourself or keep them on the down low, not to necessarily voice what your plans are, because it could be either you've got someone around you that you don't trust, you don't want to tell your plans to a particular person or people because you feel like they won't understand, or you'll feel judged, or it could be some other negative energy like that. You have Atlantis here. Keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow. Wow. Okay, so what I'm getting for these earth signs is there can be a lot of energy around you this month, a lot of change, in particular for Virgo, because there's the lunar total lunar eclipse. You know, if you're a later degree Virgo, that's going to be affecting you guys. It's saying to stay in your personal integrity, stay aligned to what you know is true for you. Don't let other people pull you off course, is what I'm really getting here. The Atlantis energy, I feel some of you earth signs are really wise souls, and you have a really strong, deep intuitive knowledge that's really resides in your physical body as a strong sort of heads up that you get from yourself. It's like you feel things in your physical body, and this is saying you can really rely on that this month to guide you, and to keep relying on this intuitive energy that you possess. It's really something that grounds you in your personal strength and your personal reality, your personal truth. And it's a very authentic energy because it comes from wisdom. It doesn't just come from the mind. It comes from a truth, a core truth and a wisdom. It's very powerful. So earth signs watching, you guys are quite powerful souls, and you know, the message here is use your wisdom to guide your path forward and stay aligned. It's very important for you at this time. Wow, you have number 49 and talisman. What I'm getting here, this is about your protection. This is saying that you are someone that has very, very strong protection around you. That's what I'm getting. And you are protected very strongly at this time, just to know that. So maybe you've wondered about a particular situation or a particular person. You know, maybe you've worried about certain things, and this is saying, don't worry, you are safe. Keep trusting your intuition to guide you. And some of you may be connected to this month using like a particular crystal or gemstone to give a feeling of added protection, because talisman relates to carrying something on you that protects your energy. You know, some people it might be EMF protection or some other kind of negative energy protection. You have the coral compass. Trust in the guidance of your inner compass and let it lead you to your true north. Wow, it's literally saying the exact thing that I've just been saying now. So it's kind of a double message here. So it says, you know, yes, absolutely trust. What this is saying is if you've been getting inklings about something, or if your mind has been going on a particular tangent about a person or a situation, you've been thinking, you know, I think this is going on, or I feel very strongly this is going on with this person and I need to protect my energy, or, you know, I don't, you know, you might be saying to yourself, I need to stay centered. I can't let this situation, this person, these people, whatever, pull me off course, and I need to stay centered in myself. Anything along those lines, your guides are saying, yep, you're absolutely on the right track. You are sensing something absolutely correctly, and that's the energy for you this month too. It's confirming and validating your feelings around self-protection. Let's see what else comes up with the dice for earth signs. Wow, we have Virgo, so interesting, with Pluto and the second house, which is a Taurus house. Interesting. So Virgo, some Virgos may have a transformation this month with the eclipse. Pluto is about transformation. The eclipse in your sign, like I said, on the 14th, that total lunar eclipse is in your sign, so that's huge for you. Pluto's second house, there's something about finances coming up here, whether it's more money coming in or having to be careful or cautious or frugal. It could be either one extreme, because with Pluto, it's always some kind of extreme energy. So it is saying, you know, either some earth signs might be having to be cautious or frugal this month. Other earth signs, maybe more money's coming in. So that's going to depend on your personal situation. Okay, I'm just going to sip some water and I'm going to go to the air signs next. Alrighty, so tarot deck, mermaid tarot. So Aquarius, Libra and Gemini. What have we got here for you guys for the month of, too many cards there, for the month of March? What's happening for the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? Gemini might be a bit of a tough month for you guys because we have two cards here, because of the Pisces energy squaring to you, and also the lunar eclipse on the 14th of March. That total lunar eclipse is in Virgo. If you're born at the end of Gemini, this could be a bit harsh because it's a square aspect. Let me see. Air signs. Well, we have an air card here, which is the Knight of Swords, which is a male air energy or a masculine air energy. And then we also have the Sun. Wow. Okay. Look, what I'm getting here is some air signs, it is saying protect your peace. This is like boundaries. The Knight of Swords can also be information coming in quickly, but this energy is what I'm getting more psychically, that some of you are holding a strong boundary against some kind of energy around you that you know what, this energy, whatever it is, whether it's a person, situation, or something even in yourself that's a habit, you're saying, I know this isn't good for me. I'm holding off from that because I want to focus on my bliss, my peace, what brings me happiness in my life with the Sun. So, yeah, interesting. It's funny we have this water as well with the Sun. It's like it is Pisces season. So maybe the energies for the air signs this month are a little bit strange, especially Gemini. And you know, but I think all the air signs are feeling it is what I'm really getting here. Let's see if I can see from the Astro dice any other info about what area of life this is to do with. Yeah, 7th house of relationships comes up with Neptune. This is like any kind of confusion. With Capricorn here, there could be either someone older than you or someone that has been part of your story in your life for a long time. Like it would be a long time, like a lot of years. Neptune 7th house, is there? Oh, 12th house just jumped out. That's weird. It's sort of spun over on its own. That's interesting. This is illusion. So, you know, the sun can be where you put someone on a pedestal too much in your mind, or you idealize someone, or you think someone's for you but they're not for you. You know, it can be that. Or you're attracted to somebody but they are on their own path, and it's something about there's a fantasy element here. That's for some air signs, not for all. Okay. Could be dealing with a Capricorn or an earth sign energy for some. Let me just see if there's any other messages for anyone else. Okay, so look, for those of you in a relationship, and this only might be a small group, might not be everyone in a relationship, there is an energy coming through here where it's like, because the Knight of Swords can be like a lot of information from somebody coming in quickly, where someone's like messaging you a lot, love bombing you, you know, just being a bit too much. And you're just trying to stay focused on a sense of your own harmony and happiness and peace. And this is saying, you know, hold your boundary and tell or ask for what you want, because you're more likely to get it when you say, I need this from you, rather than sort of like maybe pointing out negatives and saying, although that can be very tempting when people repeatedly annoy you or piss you off, you know, it's tempting to be blunt and say, look, I don't like you doing this, you know, just stop doing this. But sometimes it's more effective to say, like, this is what I need from you. I need you to respect this or that, or understand that I need this, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm getting. So that's probably for those in a relationship situation. Let's see what else with the cards for the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Coming to life, 29. 29 in astrology is an anaretic degree, which is like a critical degree. Some air signs are going through a big change, and you're coming out of some kind of long, sort of heavy energy stuck situation. Let's see what area of life this is coming to life energies to do with. Okay, so 4 is to do with home life, family, and emotion. So you are coming into a better time of your life where you're turning a corner from how things used to be, for maybe the last cycle, long cycle I'm getting, to this new energy coming in. And there's some kind of turning point for the air signs this month. I'm wondering if it's something to do with Neptune going into Aries, because that will make a positive aspect to both Gemini and Aquarius. It's definitely more challenging for the Libras long term, you know, but it's going to be only on 0 degrees, so you'd have to be a 0 degree or 1 degree Libra to be affected by it. But what I'm getting is this is more a message for the Geminis and the Aquarians, that there's something, that this renewal of vitality that's coming in. And 4th house, yes, it can be to do with your home life, it could be to do with your emotions. It's like I'm seeing something like riding a wave, and it's almost like this person is kind of doing that, but it looks like they're coming out of like some stagnant mud or something. It's a really weird, or it's like they were a sculpture, or they were made of stone and they're breaking out of the stone. That's what I'm seeing there in the picture. That's what it looks like anyway. So have a close look at it. But this is a good sign. It shows like you're coming out of a long period of feeling very, very stuck. Interesting. All right, let's get you guys another card. I'm going to get you 2 more actually. So this is a Healing Waters Oracle. What do the air signs need to know for March? Oh, I was saying riding the wave. That's so crazy. Okay, even I blow myself away sometimes. I literally said it's like riding a wave. And look at the figures here. They're so similar. That's absolutely crazy. What a synchronicity. Life lessons and growth. Yep, you will get through this. Yeah, so interesting, because sorry about the noise outside. Oh my god, those people that just feel the need to rev their engines, very annoying. Okay, so coming to life, this is like breaking out of a stagnant space that you've been in. This person was stuck in stone. They were trapped in stone and they couldn't move. And they're coming to life now. But this one, even though they're in a very similar pose, look at the arms. It's like they're mirror images. One arm down, that one up, that one up. That's so interesting. At first, it could feel overwhelming to you, is what I'm getting, because this person is riding a huge wave that, you know, could make them feel absolutely overwhelmed and freaked out. But it's saying you do have what it takes to, this month of March, handle any intensity that comes your way. You are emerging out of like a chrysalis or a stuck phase. That's what I'm seeing here. So lots of changes coming into your life for the better, but there's this big wave and it's like very symbolic of huge change that may feel like you're stepping into something new that feels overwhelming. You're not sure if you can handle it, but you just really got to take it a step at a time. Ooh, the Siren's Call. Follow the call of your heart and let its melody guide you to your true purpose. That's a beautiful card. I love the way she's in this like clamshell. It's so cute. Very like mystical and idyllic. Okay, so the Siren's Call card is saying that you can sense intuitively, air signs, that there's this new path that's calling to you. A new adventure, a new energy, a new cycle. Just you're out of like the old phase of your life that you're in. So it's positive and it's kicking off this month of March, the beginning of it. Wow. Okay, so that was the air signs. Lastly, water signs. So this is for Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Oh, we have jumping card already. Oh, we've got several. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Emperor. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. That's really good for finances for the water signs. Okay, so straight off, water signs, if you've been worried about a job situation, or this could be a new job situation for some water signs, or something around finances, there's a few different messages here. Some may be receiving, like if you're starting a new job, there's like more money with it and stepping up to a new level in some way. Some of you, there's money connected to a father figure, or a father figure helping you out, or someone in authority helping you out. And it's showing your finances are going to be actually picking up and doing a lot better for the water signs, okay? So that's a really good message. It feels very clear. It feels like also for some water signs this month, there are really good job opportunities or work-related opportunities that are coming through for you. So that's super nice as well. Let's see, that seems very clear. Also something about positive connections with family. Gentle Gardener. Wow, 2 can be about like money that you earn from work. It's also about relationships. So it's saying this month of March, be the gentle gardener. Water signs, don't try to force or rush things. Take everything one day at a time, one step at a time. Think about when you're gardening, you don't expect the flowers or the plants to bloom instantly. They take a lot of time. Each day, they grow a tiny bit more. And you can't force them to grow. So this is saying you need to trust the process that you're in at the moment. If you're feeling frustrated or that things are slow, it's because they need time to develop. Okay, that's what I'm getting. I don't know why. It's like I heard developing. It must be symbolic, like developing film, like in the old school. If you ever did anything to do with old school film development, it's a process. It's a step-by-step process. It's not like these days where photography is instant. Like in the old days, you had to go through a process. Oh, another one that came up, stagnant waters. Some water signs are feeling stuck in a situation. Not all of you guys. Some of you are. It says feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow and change. Some of you are coming out of a stagnant situation that could have been work or family related. Some of you are also feeling this now, and you might be, I'm getting like really emotional energy for some. This is the ones that are stagnant. I do feel it's more around relationships, like wanting change around relationships, wanting to improve your life, feeling like you want growth and evolution in your relationships, and you may feel like it's not happening fast enough for you, but that is coming in, I do feel. But there's some kind of specific timing around that. It's happening this year though. Last message for the water signs. Sea Witch's Lair. Confront the shadows within and let the alchemy of your soul transform darkness into light. This is about being aware or becoming aware of things about yourself that you know you need to change, okay, whatever that may be. The shadow self is the things about us that, you know, we may notice in other people and find we're really irritating. And I'm not talking about things that where people are being abusive or really destructive, like that's not what I mean. I mean more like things that we might nitpick about other people, you know, that kind of thing, and reflecting on ourselves, like, are we being judgmental? Are we being too are our expectations like way too high with other human beings that are flawed? You know, like everyone's got issues, everyone's working through something, no one has all the answers, you know. So it's like talking about that understanding. I'm getting more Scorpio energy with this, so yeah, I don't know why. It could be something more for a Scorpio person watching, but there can be something for all the water signs about confronting shadow issues, like working on yourself at this time, or working on yourself in relation to things that haven't worked out for you in the past in whatever aspect of life. Let's have a look at what area of life the shadow issues are coming up from. Let's get the Astro dice. Aries, Mercury, third house, the mind. Okay, so this is very, with Mercury, third house, and Aries, this is very blunt communication. What's interesting is this month, Mercury will actually be in Aries. So Mercury, yeah, goes into Aries from, when does it go to Aries? 4th of March, okay? So this can be where communication between yourself and another person or family member or others is just too blunt, or other people are saying you're being too blunt, or vice versa, and there's something to acknowledge about your communication that is maybe not working. If you're being too direct, sometimes it can be really off-putting. So usually water signs are more sensitive, but maybe you've got something fiery in your chart, or like maybe you're a water sign, you've got strong air or fire, and you're just like really direct, and it's saying something about this, something coming up for you this month to work on your communication, or you're having realizations about your communication. Other things that this can relate to is siblings and neighbors, watching out for communications with those people. Young people with the Mercury in the third house, that's younger people. So if you've got, you know, kids or young people around you, or yeah, there could be an issue in communications coming up. But if someone's giving you genuine, like, sincere feedback, like, I don't like it when you do this, like, it is saying listen to that and process that, because it might be something valuable for you to learn from it, is what I'm getting. And that was the reading, guys. So like I said, if you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to join me on Patreon, love to see you there. Do lots of different things there, and I'll talk to you guys next month. Bye.